Times a charm. We've had a couple troubleshooting things happen tonight to try to get on the segment, so you were not invited. Hopefully, we are streaming live now. We can actually get the guest on. We definitely want to give them a chance, as usual, to come on here, tell their story, tell what's going on with them, talk about their journey, talk about their past, things that they've overcome, and where they are now. I think it's really important that we share this because a lot of times we do see highlights, and we do see people who are really seemingly successful, but not able to give us the real story behind its success, and help other people who may be going through certain things and maybe feel alone, maybe feel like if this I'm the only one going through this right now, but most times you're not. And we want to kind of learn from other people who have done before and who have overcome different obstacles as they're on their journey. So the idea tonight is to make sure that we give her time to talk about her journey. So tonight's guest is Charlie Griffith, definitely somebody who continues to reinvent herself and somebody who continues to, continues to reinvent and to make things happen on purpose. So I definitely wanted to invite her. I think she's on here now. Good. So we will just go with this. Let's go with Charlie. And let me see if I could join her in here. All right. Hopefully she'll be on. See if she could connect.
You definitely seem to know a lot.
What's going on?
I am great. How are you?
Hey, I am good. So I've tried to go on this live here for I just had 3 times as a charm thing because it's like, okay, what's going on? Why is it not happening? Why didn't it not connect? Then it connected, then it fell off. I'm like, okay.
And then it fell off. Yes, I saw. I know.
Yeah, but you know what? These things don't bother me.
It's no.
It doesn't bother me. So it doesn't bother me at all. And I'm excited to have you here. I think you messaged me about stuff. Did you bring this stuff? You brought stuff with you? What stuff you're looking for?
Well, I am the stuff.
Exactly.
So
that's why when you said, I was like, hey, listen, just bring your authentic self, which I know you would bring. And that's all I need. That's all I need. Because, I have watched and I have continued to observe. I observe a lot of people. I know they don't know I am, but I observe a lot of people. And I think I bring on guests who I think have made an impact in some area and also continue to make an impact and reinvent themselves. That's the main thing. And I definitely, I can see that. I can see that. So, first of all, thank you for taking time out. I always try to tell people thanks for taking time because it's the one thing that we can't get back. So I really want to tell you thank you for taking time out tonight to chat. It's nice to bring people on who have a good energy and a good vibe, and I think you're one of those people. So I really want to make sure
thank you so much.
We have you on here to do that, right? So let's start it off. I appreciate you.
Yes.
Let's start off
with. Thank you so much. I appreciate you too.
With you. So Charlene Griffith.
Yeah, you're doing some research right there.
Tell us about Charlene Griffith.
Charlene Griffith is a very determined, resilient, outgoing, very open-hearted young woman, first and foremost. Very transparent. And I really appreciate life and I love people. I think that is the key, sincerely loving, even in the midst of your hurts and challenges, really appreciating and accepting and growing from it, not looking at everything as a failure, just, feeling encouraged. Yes, I'm not saying there are times that I would feel down and, but generally that's the type of person I am, and I want everything that I do to reflect that, so be it my music, be it in acting or, as you would say, motivating or whatever, I would want that to reflect first and foremost. I remember as a young girl saying, because some very young people will always make mention of, oh my God, she's so pretty, she's cool. And I'm like, why are they only seeing this? I don't want people to only see this, because at the end of the day, this could disappear in a flash. You know, you can get in an accident or something, God forbid, and it's all gone. Then what? What is there that you are seeing to appreciate aside from something that I did not really give myself, if you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
know? So I always tend to look at things from that standpoint, and even in sharing whatever music, as I said, whatever I put my mind to, this is what I would first and foremost think. You know, what people will get from what it is I have to offer. I think I'm a very service oriented type of person too. That's what it is,
Right.
you
So,
know?
and I mean, I like asking these type of questions with people because I feel as though, I've had a lot of interviews where they would send stuff to me and say, "Hey, these are your questions," and go over your questions. And I used to send it back and be like, "I don't need that. Just ask me some questions. Let me answer you honestly, right?
Exactly.
And be authentic about it because I feel as though I can't make stuff up because this is my life. So,
That's how you are,
yeah,
yeah.
you can't make stuff up. So, like with you, I think you have a post that I looked at, and it said, "Act as if what you do makes a difference," and it does, right?
It does.
Yeah. What you think your difference that you've made so far since you've been on this journey? And it's been not just a musical journey for you. It's been just a musical journey. It's been
No,
a journey of faith. It's been a journey of overcoming stuff.
exactly.
What
Correct.
impact do you think that you have made so far?
For me, I can tell you what I've been told, and I really appreciate it because I've always said, in spite of anything I do, my center is my God, my faith in God, right? So I believe my faith takes me, it breaks me, it molds me, and in that, my life itself is a testimony.
Right.
I don't just I don't believe in speaking what you don't walk. You talk the walk. You
Yeah.
walk the talk. You know that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we are all humans. So my thing I've always said transparency,
Mm-hmm.
right? There is nothing to be ashamed of. We are all on a journey. We are all on this, learning path, and we would all want to be better people. So my thing is not to judge. And when people get that, they tend to open up more. And even the simplest things, God, there's this simplest thing is, and I always say, that's what to me makes all the difference. The
Yeah.
simple things. When you think
Yeah.
people not looking, and those are the things like you just said it. You might see a post, you don't know who's paying attention, and that's my thing. You want to put out positivity, you want to encourage, you always want to, you know, inspire
Yeah.
in spite of, right? Because you never know at one point what you may say or do that is going to impact on someone's life
Yeah.
positively.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's the basis of it. And I get a lot of calls and people hit me up on my messenger, and my sisters always joke because they're like, "Oh my goodness, you could talk. You always you don't you know this person? I swear you know this person. The way you just carry."
Yeah.
Yes, I know them because I feel and I feed off of them, but I don't know you. And
Yeah.
as I said, for me, it's the fact that you never know what impact you can have on someone. And I can give you an example. I was in Jamaica. I just landed and we were going to this club, quad. And the person who was driving jumped out of the vehicle to go and to call the rest of people that we were supposed to meet up with. And I was in the car. Lo and behold, this guy broke into the car. He pulled a knife at me
Mm-hmm.
and he said, "Give me what you have," basically. And I calmly went into him. Like I leaned into him. And I think that sort of threw him off.
Yeah.
So I leaned into him and I said, "I honestly have nothing. I have no money. I just came from the airport." And the person who drives the vehicle, he just ran in there. Actually, look, he's coming back. And I think that kind of threw him off.
Mm-hmm.
He jumped out of the vehicle, and I did not know that the person was really coming back. I just told him that.
Yeah.
But the fact that I leaned into him and in a calm voice, I didn't appear scared or, opposed or whatever by him or pulled by his action. I
Mm-hmm.
think that kind of threw him off and he left,
Mm-hmm.
So for me, calm, tranquility, don't get me wrong, I can be very gangster when I'm ready because my mouth big. My
That's
mouth is
funny.
big. You understand?
Yeah.
And I'm human. So
Yeah.
I will get angry. Yes. But you have to know the place and time.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's just that my friends tell me I'm very unorthodox. And I love being unorthodox because at the end of the day, I have embraced who I am.
Yeah.
And as you know, we are on a path, we are journeying together. Every day is exciting to me because
Yeah.
you never know what will happen.
Yeah. Yeah, we spoke to Dr. Charles this week, this
Uh-huh.
week, and we are talking about like inner self, like learning yourself and being comfortable with yourself. I think the people that you meet who are very open and they could talk to like anybody, a lot of them
Yeah,
are very comfortable with themselves. Like they found who they are, so it's easier to be
right.
themselves because you have to have that love and that thing from the inside in order to give it out or to give it away.
Exactly.
So I think
Exactly.
sometimes once you own that and you understand that, it's a lot easier to deal with even difficult people
This
because there's a lot of
true.
difficult people. So even difficult people, you kind of find a way to take a step back and say, you know what, okay, let me leave it that way.
Yes.
But I want to go back to part of your journey. I want to go back
Yes.
to you being a singer for Traffic, Frontline in Traffic. I want to go all the way back to that, and I want to kind of work my way up to some close. Not too much on each subject, but I think
Okay.
I want people to understand like where you, and that's not
My
where you
journey
started.
started.
Yeah, but not really where you
Uh-huh.
started. But I think that's one of the things people would have known you for because that was more of a upfront thing.
Up front. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And
like
out
tell us
there.
a little bit about that experience. I just want to hear about the experience as the frontline singer for Traffic. Like, people may not know who
Okay.
Traffic is, they might Google it, but that's good for them. Let them
Yeah.
do that.
Well, it was very entertaining for me. As you may know, or some of you may not know, I started doing in the music as a pop R&B artist, right? So even though I am Trinidadian, my main genre of music would have been gospel, R&B,
R&B.
pop, and that sort of thing, right? So when I joined Traffic, I had just gotten back from the States. We spent a little while out there. And I said, you know what? We're always talking about fusing our music, right? Because my sister and I, that was the basis of Two Intrigue, the
Yeah.
island pop vibe, right?
Yeah.
So I said, the opportunity arose, and I said, you know what? Why not? Let me see. Let me try out. Let me see what will happen. Because I was obviously of the opinion before to be a soca artist,
Mm-hmm.
that bawling and squealing on stage, to me, that's how it sounded like to me, honestly. And I was like, oh my goodness, you don't have to have a lot to do this. You just need to know how to project and I
Mm-hmm.
learned so much because it wasn't just that. A lot of voice control, with your energy and,
Mm-hmm.
putting, as I say, keeping in touch with the audience, giving off that vibe. And you have to give a lot and
Yeah.
still have enough to perform, to sing. And
Mm-hmm.
that was like an eye opener to me. So I gained a whole new respect for our soca artists, and I even embraced our music even more
Yeah.
because I recognized, like with the cadence and such, it's not that simple to pick up, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, so the guys were really cool in the band. Of course, you would get your talk, but they were very respectful. I've never had to deal with, like, on a one-on-one basis, that kind of disrespect, you know. And the whole experience was really nice to me.
Yeah.
Getting on stage, us actually rehearsing together and stuff, it was really, really nice working with the guys.
Yeah. So you talk about Two Intrigue. Two Intrigue, a different league. I read up on that too.
Yes,
I was like, that
yeah.
sounds cool. What was the starter for that though? Like what made you think about that group? I think it's you and your
Two,
sister, right?
yes, that was my sister and myself, Two and Three. We had actually just broken out of our group from Youth Pulse. It was a youth group
Mm.
with the amazing, prolific Sterling Gittins. He was our tutor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when the choir was no more, we said we would do our own thing. We started working with Chasu. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if you know the producer Chasu. And the whole idea was to fuse the R&B and soca, right?
Okay.
But of course, not do too much soca, but like a little something,
Mm-hmm.
throw a little
A
something in
taste,
there. So
yeah.
we had, yeah, a little taste of it,
Mm-hmm.
throw in a little twang here, a beat, and that kind of thing. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where the whole thing with Two and Three started. The different league actually came came from Slaughter, Doggy Slaughter,
Doggy slaughter.
because he yes, because he did a song with us called Wave,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, he was like Two and Three, a different league. I was like, that sounds good. You know, and we ran with that because at that time nobody was really doing that sort of music. It didn't really have a name per se,
Yeah.
and it was still trying to find ground
Yeah. Yeah.
in that arena. Because even when we would take our stuff to the radio, they would be like, "Well, it sounds really good, but it's not really soca,
Yeah. It's not the
that kind
vibe.
of thing."
That's not the vibe they're
It's
looking
not,
for at that time. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It would be like, "Oh, that's international soca, not really what we're looking for."
Yeah.
Like, okay, but yes, so that's where that started, and actually, we were out in Atlanta
Mm-hmm.
for a while. We flew Casey out, which is from Precision Production, to work with
Mm-hmm.
the producers that we were working with as well out there for them to understand what we were trying to, um, collaborate with the R&B and the melody and such of the soca, and yeah, we ended up doing a couple stuff with Akon. That's how we ended up going to Trinidad.
Yeah.
But
You see, a lot of
that's where that
people,
whole thing
a lot
started.
of people don't know like the connections, and that's why like I like to bring people on and talk about this stuff because a
Yeah.
lot of times, like I had Sister Ron on here, and
Aha,
listen,
yes, I saw
yeah,
one sister on
and
yes.
and for me, like I've always been a big music person. Like I've always liked music, writing stuff. I've always done that. So I've
Right.
like this was
Okay.
great to have her on there. So like with you, like I know that connection with like Akon thing, and you could
Yeah.
a lot of people may not know where all those things originate from. Now, with you though,
Yeah.
because of the genre of
Hmm.
music that you like, and I know I can tell you two people that I know you like very much and that you connect with,
Uh-huh.
and because I know my stuff, so I know Whitney Houston is a big one for you. I told you you look
Of
like her in
course.
one of your last pictures,
Of course.
um,
Yes, you did. You
and
did.
Donna Summer. So what
Yes.
what is the relationship in terms of between their music and your music? Because
Hmm.
you are also a singer. So like, what's the relationship between that type of music and their music and things that
Uh-huh.
you do when it comes to singing?
I think with their type of music, what I loved, I can tell you what I loved about each artist with Donna Summer, she had that sultry feel. She was very sultry, very elegant, even though,
Hmm.
she was doing that bad girls kind of vibe,
Yeah, yeah.
but she still had that appeal. And I found that was nice. I was very young at the time looking at her. I remember my dad had a lot of albums, so it was that influence,
Yeah.
seeing the album
The
covers
cover, yeah.
and yes, and then hearing the music. And I found at a young age, I started to pay attention to the lyrics,
Hmm.
right? I would not have known that until I got to my teens. But yeah, back then I would remember the lyrics and say, but what this doesn't make sense. And what does she mean by this? That kind of
Right.
thing. But it really, really piqued my interest. I like that about her. Whitney still to this day, God rest her soul as well, is like the best female R&B pop vocalist
Right.
that we've experienced. We know Aretha Franklin is soul R&B, but she's just like her ability to interpret anything, because she didn't write one word,
Yeah.
but you will never know that by
Mm-hmm.
hearing how she sings and the ability to interpret. So for her, I listened a lot with how she would flange her voice, and the colors that she had. Like if you would listen to different, from Miracle to Step by Step, um Love, the song she did with Brandy, you'll get different flavors, even though it's the same person. So she had a
Yeah.
really good way of interpreting songs, or how her words, the words in the music. So I love that, and of course she's a phenomenal vocalist, hands down. So
Yeah, I know you said in
mhm.
one of the interviews that you like the way that she connects her emotions with her listener. And
Yes,
she feeds that emotion
she
out there. And I think
really, yeah,
yeah, and I think
she
that's good. I
really,
think
really does.
a lot of singers now don't have that same type of connection. I don't want to say range because
Connection.
they don't have that connection. I think so that's why
Yeah.
sometimes it feels kind of weird and it doesn't feel as authentic as it should feel. I think because
Yes.
I'm a big R&B person, and
Right.
I like that when I hear something I'm like, ooh, I could feel that, like, my paws raise, like I feel
Pause
like that.
reason.
Yeah, paws don't raise no more with this R&B music now. I mean, I just not showing no shade,
Okay.
but not much. Not much pause raising now. But
Listen,
yeah,
you have to hear a song that my sister and I did. We've never released it, and everybody's like, "You'll need to drop this song." But
well,
it
you
was,
see, now that I have you here, and now you just
yeah.
said that you have to release it at some point, and now hear what I do to everybody that comes in this segment. I keep them accountable, so I will be reminding
Oh
you,
my gosh.
right? And even if it take me calling the radio show to
Oh
remind
my
you,
God. Nah, you're not so horrible.
I am terrible. I'm
That's
not
real
horrible.
putting people on
Terrible.
on the
Put you on the
spot.
spot. Well, this is like the questions that you get in. So okay, so you've
Yeah.
been through a lot of these things, and I say, like, one of the things I admire about you is you always reinventing yourself.
Mhm.
And even from that traffic days and frontline singing to
Right.
you singing with your sister to now you being
Yeah.
on the radio. And
Hmm.
really, I
So
think your
real.
energy is what captivates a lot of the listeners because the energy is good.
Mhm.
So like I
Oh,
paid
no, no,
attention to a
no, no,
couple of.
no, no. You, no. My sister is on the radio. She's on 104. You're mixing me up with my sister there.
No, it's talking about the energy,
Oh,
because
sorry. Okay.
you've had songs. I've listened to some of these songs
Yes,
that you
yes,
keep
yes.
posting up. So I'm saying, like,
Oh,
if
okay.
so, you talk about how Whitney Houston has the way to connect the emotions to the listener. I think you've tried to do that, but not with R&B music as much to say, well, only R&B music, but to
Yeah,
connect.
yeah.
And I think
Right.
that's where the energy comes from, right?
Okay, okay, got you.
What is, like, we know what the forces are driving you. Your faith drives you through all that stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
when you come to, like,
Mm-hmm.
family, how has the balance been between family and this pursuit of this passion? How has that balance been?
Listen, I have to say that I am very blessed with the support that I
Mm-hmm.
have. I just posted something before I got on this show, your program, with my
Mm-hmm.
little daughter in the background. I said she's seeing me getting myself ready, and Mommy, I want to introduce you. I want to introduce you. Okay, fine. She's there. Yes, you have to check it out. I was dying. She's like, this is Charlie Griffith, the amazing Charlie Griffith. So you understand?
Why did
So
you bring her on?
yeah, I didn't think about
All right.
that. She's upstairs.
Next time.
She's upstairs. But oh my goodness, I have to say I have a very good and gracious support
Yeah.
team. Um, her dad, my fiance, he's very supportive. I mean, I can't ask for better where that is concerned. And even before, like with my son, because
Mm-hmm.
I have a grown son.
Yeah, from before.
Yeah, he even when he was young, And my mom, God rest her soul, was around. She was also very supportive. When my sister and I actually toured with Rupi, we had to go to Barbados for like 6 months to rehearse with the band and such. So, we were there for 6 months, and that's like 6 months I didn't see him,
Yeah.
right? So, I
Yeah.
mean, we would, yes, do the Skype or whatever, but I wasn't there. And she was very supportive. My family's been really supportive of us, um, even when we were away, So I
Yeah.
can't complain about that type of support. They really believed in us and showed us that kind of support in whatever way they could have. And, I really do appreciate that very, very much, you
Yeah.
know.
Do you think that that's one of the reasons behind people who start something and they end up just giving up on it because they feel as though they don't have that type of support?
Most definitely. Most definitely. Because you would know that this road is not one of the easiest journeys, whether you are very successful or not.
Or not,
It
yeah.
is it's a tough road. Huh?
Yeah.
There will be times that I mean, I've been there. I've been there, like, am I making any sense? Do I really want to pursue this? I've sacrificed so much, the time
Mm-hmm.
away from, my son, and, it's a lot. And especially as a female as well,
Yeah.
so there would be times, you would be told, not necessarily by your family and
Mm-hmm.
or people who don't have that type of support, where people really don't consider this a career or something to pursue, that, yeah, you're really not making sense.
Yeah. Go get a
Leave that
job.
alone.
Go get
Go
a
and get
job.
a job, a real job. Get yourself a job,
Yeah. No, hold on. Keywords. Real job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get yourself a real job,
Yeah.
not just a job. And it can be very tough. You have to have a tough skin,
Yeah. Thick skin out here now for
thick
this. Yeah.
skin on top,
Yeah.
yeah, to really be in the music business. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times, like I keep saying this on each segment that we have. A lot of people see the highlights, they see the highlights on Instagram, they see all that stuff, but they don't understand what happens behind it. Like they don't
The hard
understand
work,
not just the hard
the
work, but sometimes
sacrifice.
it's a lot of sacrifice. Exactly. So a lot of
Yeah.
sacrifice, especially when you're on your way to trying to achieve and accomplish things. And then when you do
Yes.
achieve and accomplish, then you're like, okay, well, what's next? So you have more stuff to do.
Next.
And I
Yeah.
think one of the problems that and I say we as creatives have is that we're not able to explain the vision or explain what
Yes.
the passion is to other people. So sometimes they just don't understand what it is, and then we look at it
Exactly.
as a lack of support. Like
True.
I don't expect my mother to understand when I came out with my first book, because I just don't expect her to
Yeah.
understand. And it took two, three for her
A
to say,
while.
"Oh, he's an
But
author." Tell her friends, "Oh, he's write books." But it had to be consistent. I think what is the one thing that has kept you consistently reinventing yourself as you go? What's the one thing? If you could name one thing.
the passion.
Mm-hmm.
Passion for what it is I do. And again, the belief in the fact that now people will ask, how come you're not big like Rihanna? Only, you're real good. Only have looks. Only could write. You know, you could sing.
Yeah,
Get it all the time.
yeah,
And again, it's like you were in that space. As I said, we were working with Akon as
yeah.
well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not as if we've been in that space. We visited there, talks were going on, and we work with track masters. But what are you really willing to give up? What are you really willing to sacrifice? What
Yeah.
is your real intention? What is your goal in this? And for me, it was passion. So
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't about just fame. I want to be famous, and I will do what I need to do just to be famous.
Yeah.
I think when I looked deep within myself, it was more the passion and the love of what I was doing and what I can contribute that
Mm-hmm.
would serve,
Mm-hmm.
right? That
Mm-hmm.
have me continuously doing what I do and as you say, reinventing myself. So
Yeah.
you really have to dig deep to find out what is your real, or understand your purpose or your drive, because it will be different for everybody else. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
some other artists might just want to be famous and say, yeah, you know, you have this goal. I make it up there with the best and that, you know, and nothing is wrong with that.
Yeah.
But for you to be happy with your decision and what you do with your life and what it's worth, or what you make it worth, you have to dig deep within yourself and really answer those hard questions,
You know,
you know?
we know you have a lot of high points, right? So there's any
Mm.
career is a lot of high points. What do you think would be one of the low points on your journey so far? Like a low point.
One of my low points, I would say. I would have I would have a bit of regret with that same scenario with Akon and Day,
Mm-hmm.
only because at that point we were being asked to stay for like a year and a half in the States
Mm-hmm.
without coming back home. And that was the same time we learned that our mom was really ill.
Mm-hmm.
So again, there was that deciding factor.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even though she has been really supportive and, you know, you'll go ahead and no, you do what you have to do. And we couldn't find it in ourselves to
Just
say, you know
stay.
what, let me stay. And yeah, my mom is ill back home and we not, but we were given an ultimatum.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't regret it.
Yeah.
As much as I know that I am more than capable of attaining certain things,
Yeah.
again, you have to ask yourself the hard questions. And I know if, whilst it would have been a regret because of timing,
Mm-hmm.
I know that I made the right decision, because if my mom passed and I wasn't able to be there and see her, and I would live with that regret worse than I am having a regret for being on that platform or
Yeah.
working with, you know, Akon and that kind of thing. So, you know, to me, that would have been one point. But again, as I say, I don't look at stuff as failures.
Yeah.
They are lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that showed me how much my family means to me.
Yeah.
And it all comes back to that. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, it always comes down to the core, your family,
Yeah.
for me, you know. Another time I would say as well was when I got pregnant with my son. I was again at that point now getting ready to sign with a French um, manager, right?
Mm-hmm.
And myself and another artist at the time, she was Laura Pear.
Mm-hmm.
We were at Caribbean Sound Basin working together. And yeah, then I got pregnant and I was given an ultimatum, because you know this is serious business.
Yeah.
You either do this or you do that. Nobody's forcing you, but you need to decide what's best for you. And
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I have to walk away, because I know if I go through with this abortion, I will not be able to live with myself. And that's just me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so many things I've learned from that, because I am so thankful that I made that choice
Mm-hmm.
and that decision, because my son, my mother, as I said, she passed, and that was her first grandchild.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the first grandchild she actually was able to see,
To see.
you know, go through high school, get awards, and that kind of thing. You know, she didn't get to experience a lot because everybody else was small. The others came late,
Yeah.
long after,
Yeah.
right? So in retrospect, when you look back at things and you at the time you don't know what's coming down the road,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you make a decision. And I always tend to make a decision based on my gut feeling,
Right.
right? Without knowing what may happen. It may not look so bright, but I'm making this decision because I'm getting this gut feeling that I have to make this decision.
Right.
And it eventually works itself out, you know?
Yeah, I think
So that's what does it for me.
that's something that people, need to hear more of, because I think sometimes we lose the idea of having a choice. We lose the
Yes.
idea of, you know what, I could choose A or B, even when given an ultimatum. Like I've been in that situation a lot when it comes to,
Yeah.
hey, if you want to get this, you have to do this, and I'm like, you know
That,
what, I think
yeah.
I'll choose none of the above. How about that? I'll write a book. It's fine. But and I feel like that's sometimes where people are put in a position where the gut feeling is telling them not to, and
Yes.
they override the gut feeling, just because they feel as though, like I do have another choice, I do have another option, and that's one of the things
Choice.
that I talk
Or
about a
you,
lot.
you
I
won't
talk a
get the
lot.
opportunity. Yeah.
Exactly, and I talk about it a
Again.
lot because people feel as though once this chance has gone, that it will never come back. And
Come back.
what they maybe don't understand is that the lesson is there, the experience is there, and sometimes it's redirected you to another purpose. Um,
Exactly.
and that's why, like, when we talk, and like you saying it out front, and that's why I tell you, these are all
Hmm.
authentic conversations. I don't want
Yes.
to, if I sent you a bunch of questions and said, hey,
Question.
Charlie, answer these questions to me, I'll ask you when you come on the live, then
Yeah.
to me,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be live. First of all, it wouldn't be
True.
live, and it wouldn't be my private chat in public. And I talk about it all the time because I feel as though I
Yeah.
want us to open up and talk about these things. And be it if you're from Trinidad, you're from,
Yes.
Miami, Texas, wherever, it doesn't make a
Wherever you
difference.
can.
Just
Yeah.
bring them in, create a platform. We talk about stuff that's real and that
Mhm.
people could relate to, because
Yes.
we need more of that. We have a lot of the Instagram people and we have a lot of the Facebook
Mhm.
people and all these nice pictures and the beach and Bora Bora, you know. And nothing's wrong, because I like going to these little places, but just saying, like, I wanted to be something that we share, and be authentic
Yes.
about it. So, like, that's good that you shared that, because people don't understand that they have to, one, follow their gut feeling, because it's
Yes.
there for a reason, and the fact that they have
True.
choices. So, what you have going on right now, though, like, what are you working on right now?
Well, I am actually working on an EP.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I've been working on it a while. I have how many songs, and I scrapped the songs and say, you know what? For this said reason, the authenticity, the feel. This batch of songs that you will hear,
Mm-hmm.
you would not have heard Charlie like that before. Again, as you rightfully observe, it will be a reinvention,
Yeah.
another aspect of who I am,
Mm-hmm.
and it is not soca. It is more adult contemporary R&B type of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it will have a bit of that fusion because that's just who I
That's,
am.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's just me. But you will definitely get a totally different. Anybody who has not heard me like that
Mm-hmm.
or is not in my tight circle and hear the songs and such, she'll be like, what? Why weren't you doing this all the time? This
Right.
is this is great. This is not, I mean, it's totally different.
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, we had a little situation even in the States with working with producers uh, in New York and Atlanta. They were actually asking us to do the same. Like, you either do this or you do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all sound great doing this, and y'all can do that. Yo, that's mad cool, but you'll
Yeah.
have to do this or
Oh,
that.
that. Yeah. Yeah. Ultimatum
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Ultimatum again. And I'm like, why does it have to be that way? It is music, it's vibe, it's how you feel. You
Right.
know, we were getting that so much. I literally came up with an acronym. I don't know if you really observe my thing, you'd see I always have an acronym.
Oh my God.
So I came up with an acronym for music because we keep getting that.
Yeah.
And to me, music is an embodiment of who you are and what surrounds you. So why
Yeah.
do we have to choose? Why do we have to be categorized if this is who we are? You
Yeah.
know? But yes, so my acronym was making universal sound integrate completely. That's music.
See? But the thing
Simple.
is but that's what it means to you, and that's the important part is what it means to you. Like
Yeah.
I always talk about driving, and then a song comes
Mm-hmm.
on, and I can remember exactly where I was when that
Where
song was
you
playing.
were.
So in
Exactly.
Atlanta, I used to drive a lot. So there are some songs that come on, I'm like, wait a minute, I remember driving through Spaghetti Junction. I remember it
At
like
the
it
time
was.
the song came
I did
on.
sound exactly. So and
Yeah.
that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be whatever it means to you. And I think a lot of people lose the that connection with the music, and then it becomes so marketable now. It's like, well, whatever could be marketable the most, but not
Exactly.
what
What
you
you
connect
feel,
with.
what
Yeah, not
you
what you feel or
connect
what you
with.
connect with. And
Yeah.
to tell you the truth, that's not to me, that's not a good thing when it comes to somebody saying that music is universal. Because there
Mhm.
most likely will be somebody that could connect with your type of music, even though
Right.
we have not heard it before, or even though they
True.
might not have fused two different types of
Yes.
music before. So why are we keeping
Hmm.
that back from people? And that's why I feel sometimes it's
Exactly.
on us to start this,
Really put it out. Just
because
put it out.
sometimes some of the beats that we have now with the music, when that beat started, that beat came out of nowhere, and I
True.
think that's why I like to talk to people who reinvent themselves, because
Hmm.
5, 10 years from now, whatever you put out might end up being the new type of music. But we never know, because
Exactly.
you know what? We have so much objection around us that we tend to not
Yeah.
focus on what's here. Like we don't like to put it up because we don't want to be judged about it. We don't want to say, oh, that's not real,
Exactly.
that's
People.
not this.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I think it would
Yeah.
be good when
Yeah.
you put it out, and you create your own idea of what it's supposed to be and what it means to you. I
Yes.
think because there will
Yes.
be somebody or somebody who
Person
relates to
that will
it. They
connect. Yeah.
exactly, yeah, they related. So, but that's good. That's good. And like I say, I
Yeah.
appreciate you even coming on here and having this conversation, because I feel like we need more of it, and we need
Yes.
more of
That's
people talking about it where it wasn't always
yes.
good,
It was not
like
always
like
good.
that regret that you had way back when, like
Yeah.
that's a real thing that people might deal with that soon. Like somebody going through that right now,
Yeah.
like, what decision do I make? Do I even have a decision?
Exactly.
You know?
True.
So I appreciate you
Yeah.
talking about stuff like that. I think it's something that we need to have more of, and we need to talk about the conversation, and open up the conversation, and have people to talk about it.
True.
Because, like, you
Exactly.
you say that you had a good experience as the frontline person with traffic,
Hmm.
and you could talk to somebody else who say, I had a bad experience with another group of
Horrible
people, you
experience.
know.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
so it's a lot of different perceptions, especially when it comes to this industry. What do you think the
True. Yeah.
hardest thing for people who started now in this industry? What do you think the hardest thing for them would be? What would be their biggest challenge, you think?
They listen, they have it so easy. They honestly do. Because everything is changing up so much.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you have more control of your stuff, like yeah, through IG, YouTube, TikTok, anything. You
yeah,
you have the control.
yeah,
And now I find people don't even want to be signed, if you know what I mean. They want to
yeah,
get a distribution deal rather than signing with a major label
yeah.
because again, the information is out there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's like you have so many choices. I
Options,
think
yeah.
the only challenge a new artist now might have would be, as you just pointed out, being true to yourself and really instead of trying to fight up with what's going on out there and maybe I should do this. So,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
might be the only challenge because you could really, how many artists we know that was discovered on YouTube,
Yep, yep,
you know?
yeah, yeah.
And then it just escalated from there. New artists have so many advantages.
Yeah, I think the challenge would be exactly what you said, like being authentic, and
Yeah.
finding your own
There,
sound and stuff
yes,
like that. Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
So what advice
No.
would you give for somebody right now in terms of somebody says, hey, you know what, I like this interview. We had a nice little chat. I heard Charlie talk, and I really enjoyed the
Hmm.
conversation we had. Um, but I just feel like it's challenging. Like right now, I'm in a position where I want to start, but I don't know, and I'm not too sure. What advice would you give somebody who wants to get into this type of, especially a singer? especially a singer?
Okay. A singer, if you want to, first of all, you have to get rid of, or as I say, dig deep within.
Mm-hmm.
Think of the worst thing. It's like going through a divorce before you get married. So think of the worst that could possibly happen if I put myself out there and
Right.
people don't like me or whatever your fear is, and really deal with it up front
Mm.
and go back from there.
Oh, I
You
like
would
that.
be
I like that.
surprised. Yeah, you'd be surprised of how many things you will realize, hey, I could do this, you know?
Yeah. Do you
What
think
am
a
I
lot of
really
it? Do you think a
afraid
lot
of?
of it don't exist, and you think a lot of it is just in our mind? That a lot of this
A
fear
lot
that we
of it,
have is stuff that just
yeah,
does not exist.
a lot of it is fear of being judged,
Mm-hmm.
fear of being rejected, fear of being not, of course, not accepted and such. And once you deal with your truth
Yeah.
and you say, hey, I believe in what I'm doing, and yes, I might be shy or whatever, but I wanna give this a try. And you're
Yeah.
willing to put in the work, hey, you have everything is there for you,
Yeah, and I think that
you
is in
know?
every genre. I think it's in a lot of
Yeah,
genres. I know people who have wanted to start businesses, and it's such
yeah,
a fear of the
exactly.
unknown that it keeps them back from starting. And if they
From
talk to me, I'm like,
starting.
that's such a great idea, and they're like, yeah, but I want to make sure that this set up right, and and
Yes,
like even what we're doing right now, like this was, I was like, I just gonna jump. I'm gonna jump. I'm tired of everybody saying, I'll send you these
you should
these
do
these
this.
things, I'll send you all these questions, and every time I get a question, I'm like, why are you asking me like a real question, like something that I could talk
Yes,
about. And I was like, you know what,
exactly.
I'll create my own little thing and I'll ask people some real questions, and I'm not gonna send anybody,
Yes.
no, anybody ask me, so you're gonna send me the questions tomorrow? No, no, just come on here, just come on, I will do my own
Yeah, because I
research.
was like, what we gonna do? What we
Don't
gonna
worry.
talk about?
Listen, hey, listen. I do my own research. I have my son help me out with a couple of graphic things, so he
Right.
does that because
Yes.
I am not afraid to delegate. Um, and then he also have to earn his money. So yeah, so it's like,
Yes.
and I feel
Young
like
entrepreneur.
you have to be. We talk about generational
Yeah,
wealth. Nobody paying attention, but we need it a lot
exactly.
more.
Me too. Me
But yeah, and
too.
and I feel like, having where you kind of just take the chance,
Hmm.
I had Selvon on here last Friday, and he said something.
Hmm.
I actually posted something similar to that from what he said, which is bet on you,
Hmm.
like bet on yourself, because a lot of times it's not that we don't have good ideas, or not. It's just that we're not confident enough to bet on ourselves, and that it
Exactly.
keeps us back. It keeps us
Keep you
back.
back.
Yeah, and then
And then you
you know what's the
question
worst
yourself,
thing?
why I did this to myself?
But you know what the worst thing is? You have an idea, you question yourself, you continue to keep yourself back, and then maybe a couple minutes down the line, yeah, and maybe you keep yourself back, and a couple of minutes down the line, you see somebody posting and successful the same idea that you had.
That you had, exactly.
And you're like, wait a
And
minute,
you think,
so,
whoa, I had
and
that
that's why, and
idea.
that's my biggest fear. Like,
You
I
see?
do not wait for things to be perfect. I don't believe in perfection. I believe in striving for it at times, because you want to get
Exactly.
as much, things close to what you
Going
want to. Yeah, but
right,
yeah,
but you have to jump into it.
I will jump all the
You have
time.
to jump into it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So, but I appreciate you
Yes,
coming on.
it
I
is.
really appreciate you taking time out to talk. And like I say, it's all authentic conversation. So I just
Yes,
needed you. I just
true.
needed you to come on. I would have done my own little research. And then you would have taken it from there, because the platform is
From
for
there.
people to talk about their own journey, and to
Yes,
discuss the challenges and to discuss all the stuff that they've been through. So it could at least impact at least one person, who in turn could most likely
exactly.
impact another, and keep it going.
Exactly.
All right.
Yes.
So I need you to let people know
Mhm.
where they could find you. I need you to give us any updates so that they could, pay
What's
attention to
going
what's coming
on?
up.
I can look out right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this will also be reposted on the Instagram. But I always repost it the night of or
Yes,
the day
yes,
after,
yes,
so
yes,
you'll see it
yes.
on there too. So you can share
Yes,
it with your people as well. So
I
tell us
definitely
where we can
will.
find you.
Okay, guys, you can get me on IG, Charlie Griffith. Listen, Charlie, no ear. Charlie Griffith TT. And that's my IG. Facebook, Charlie, official Charlie Griffith. That's my fan page. You can check me on my personal page too, Charlie Griffith, Facebook. And I am back and forth on TikTok. I'll be honest with you, I've not gotten the hang of that one.
Yeah.
I'm not too often on the TikTok, but I also have a TikTok account.
Yeah.
And because of COVID, I got a little pushback with the EP
Right.
because I wanted to release in June. But of course, I am the type of person going with my gut feeling. So I am working on the rest of the stuff and I will have it ready by September. So you can look out for that.
Oh, okay.
I am really excited about it. You know, again, it's going to be very authentic. A lot of emotional stuff, but I think I want this album to be, or EP, sorry, to be one that really makes you stop and think and appreciate what you have and where you are right now.
Right.
Because I know this is a tough time everybody's going through from one point to another, be it financially, emotionally, it's a lot. But I would say hold on because I really believe in this space a lot of good things will come. We
Definitely.
just have to be optimistic and like I told a friend the other day, I said, you know what, God shut down this place so we can all take a time out like
Hmm.
naughty kids to really catch ourselves.
Yeah, yeah.
What we doing? What we really doing with ourselves?
Yeah,
You know?
we have to definitely
We
utilize
have
this
to,
time.
yeah, yeah. And so you could look out for me there. Also, I did a little cameo, something in a movie. Well, it's more for teenagers. So I acted
Hmm.
as the main star's mom. This is Magnolia. It's going to be really funky. So you could check that out. I believe the first episode is going to be released in October as well.
Okay.
And like yourself, I am working on my, because you notice I do a lot of inspirational, motivational type of stuff. So I am working on my little thing with that as well. Talkspiration, it's going to be called.
Hmm.
So I'll be doing that as well in September. So my EP, Talkspiration, and then I also am doing a talk show with a co-host, myself and another co-host.
Hmm.
Um, it will be called Back Chat. So that should be cool
Nice.
to check out. Yeah.
All right, so
Um,
you have to keep posting this stuff where they could
I will
find it.
definitely do that.
Yeah, because I want people. I normally let people know, hey, go follow and go support. I think with a
Yes.
lot of stuff coming up, it's really good to do that.
Yeah.
And I just keep posting it up there. Keep on reinventing yourself. I think you've done a
Yes.
good job so far of
Thank you.
maintaining that reinvention
Yeah.
status, which is good.
Yes.
And
Thank
I think
you.
it is encouraging to people who sometimes feel like they've come to the end of one thing and they don't know what else to do.
True.
So being able to reinvent, I always call it the repeat 15 minutes of fame. Like, people have 150 minutes of fame and they're like, oh, what else to do? Like, but I feel as though once you reinvent yourself and you continue to do that, you also evolve as you go along. So I think
That is so true.
you've done a great job of
Yeah.
evolving, and I really appreciate the
Thank
time
you.
that you took to come here and talk to me. I always say, people take time to talk to little old me. I'm happy. I'm excited.
Ah,
I'm excited. No, because it's fun for me too to like have conversations. I think
yes,
we've lost that conversation. Like we don't even call people
that
on the
is the thing.
phone. You know,
Yeah, so true.
so to have this for me is really nice, and it's nice to talk to people and to get their side of it, and
Yes,
to know that our end game is to help somebody. Like
and
I've
that's
been,
what it should
yeah,
really be about, huh? I
I've been
mean,
of service for a while now, and I've never
yes,
lost momentum in terms of trying to serve other people, and I think this is good. So I appreciate you
that is the key.
taking the
Yeah.
time. I will repost it. The people will go
Thank
follow you.
you.
If anything comes up later on, you could always just direct message me. We could chat. But I do
Of course.
appreciate the time that you take, because time is one thing that we cannot get back. So if it is you decide to give
Yes,
some of it to
yes.
me, I am very appreciative.
Likewise, and thank you
All
so
right.
much for having me, and I really appreciate it as well.
Of
You know,
course.
and all the best in the future with all your endeavors. You know,
Right.
I will continue looking on myself.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. There's
Yeah.
a lot more things
So,
coming. So I'm always working on something. And I feel like it's good because I feel I get the support too from other people. So that's why I
yes,
wanted to share the platform and see, well,
yeah.
okay, how could we help? And it doesn't matter
Oh,
where they
yes.
come from. I just want to make sure we do that. So, all right.
That's
So I,
great. That's
I
really
appreciate you
great.
for taking the time. We will chat very soon.
Yes. Mm.
I was gonna ask you to give us a little something in the
A
end,
little
but
something, something.
yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah.
What you want? What you want? Let me see.
I mean,
You don't want to let you go?
yeah, let's do that. I'll take that.
He said, take that. Okay. Don't want to let you go, baby. Just want to hold you close to me. I don't want to let you go, baby. Just want to hold you close to me. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you do the things you do. It's such a while, you really take my breath away. It's just a wine you're giving me, but it feels like eternity. And on the rhythm, I wanna show you. Ooh, come, let's not waste no time. Bring your hips close to mine, and let we start divine. Yeah, I wanna be the one to take you through the sun. You leave me on a high. Don't wanna let you go, baby.
See?
Just wanna hold you close to me. I don't wanna let you go, baby. Just wanna hold you close to me. So there you have it.
Thank you.
You're welcome, my dear. And thanks
See,
again. And guys,
listen.
thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like this is what makes the day. This is what makes a lot of this thing because there's so much of that out there, and I feel like we need to share more of that. So I appreciate you a lot. We will talk
Yes,
soon. I can't
same
wait to hear
here.
people's comments at the end because a lot of people come on after and see it, and they're like, "Midnight,
Yes,
you get how to sing on the show? Oh God!" So yeah. So I will say that I appreciate you very much, and I hope you have a good night tonight. And
yes, you
I will be
too.
paying attention to what's to come, and I'll be calling you out too. So don't pretend like you're not gonna
Yes,
put out the EP.
you already warned me.
I
I'm
already, yeah,
forewarned.
I warned you already. All right. So have a good night, and
All
again,
right, my
thank you.
dear. Thank
All
you
right.
so much and have a
All
great
right.
night.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye bye. All right. So another good chat, another good segment. I feel like this is definitely something that we need a lot more of. So when you get a chance, go follow the page, um, share the Instagram post in terms of the interview or the segment. I hate to say interview, so the segment, the private chat in public. I appreciate everybody coming on here. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the fact that you guys come join me for my private chat in public, and it's definitely something I think I take all the way a lot of things, especially from people who have done it before and who continue to do it. And I hope you do too. Again, the aim is to impact at least one person, to impact another, who can impact another, and they continue to keep it going. So, you were not invited. Thank you again. I am God Voze. This is The Journey, and I appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to you soon.